Hey there, young explorers! Welcome back to Science for Kids by AI, where we uncover the coolest facts about our amazing universe. Today we're zooming in on a planet that's super close to the Sun but often overlooked, Mercury. Get ready for 5 mind-blowing facts about Mercury that you probably didn't know. The last one will totally blow your mind. Okay, future astronauts, buckle up because this first fact about Mercury is going to warp your sense of time. A day on Mercury is actually longer than a year on Mercury. It takes this little speedster only 88 Earth days to zip all the way around the Sun. But here's the wild part. It takes Mercury about 59 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, to make one full spin. So imagine living on Mercury. You'd see the sun rise and it would take almost 2 whole Mercury years for it to set again. Now that's what I call a long day. Alright, science fans, let's talk about magnetic fields. Fact number 2. Mercury's magnetic field is super weak, about 1% as strong as Earth's. But here's where it gets really strange. Mercury's magnetic field isn't even centered in the middle of the planet like ours is. It's tilted way off to one side. Imagine a bar magnet shoved inside a ball. But it's not in the middle, it's off to one side. Why is Mercury's magnetic field so wonky? Scientists think it has to do with the planet's core, which is made mostly of iron. But here's the kicker. Mercury's core is partly molten, which means it's slushy like melted chocolate. This swirling molten iron could be creating Mercury's off-kilter magnetic field. Fact number 3. Mercury is shrinking. Hold on to your hats, space cadets, because this next fact is going to make your jaws drop. Believe it or not, Mercury is actually shrinking. How does that even happen? Well, it all comes down to cooling. You see, billions of years ago when Mercury was young, it was a hot, molten ball of rock. But over time, it started to cool down, just like a cookie fresh out of the oven. And as Mercury cools, it's also contracting, like a muscle tightening up. This shrinking act is causing Mercury's surface to wrinkle and crack, kind of like an old apple that's been left out for too long. Scientists have found huge cliffs called scarps on Mercury's surface that formed as the planet's crust crumpled up. Some of these scarps are hundreds of miles long and over a mile high. Just how much has Mercury shrunk? Scientists estimate that it's over 8 miles smaller in diameter than it was when it first formed. Fact number 4. Mercury has almost no atmosphere. You know how important Earth's atmosphere is, right? It's like a giant blanket of air that protects us from the sun's harmful rays and keeps our planet at a comfy temperature. Well, Mercury wasn't so lucky in the atmosphere department. In fact, it practically has no atmosphere at all. Instead of a thick atmosphere like ours, Mercury has what scientists call an exosphere. Now, this exosphere is so thin, it's barely there at all. It's like comparing a thick wool sweater to a flimsy piece of tissue paper. What's this exosphere made of, you ask? Well, it's a wispy mix of atoms that have been blasted off Mercury's surface by the solar wind. Without a proper atmosphere to trap heat, Mercury experiences some seriously wild temperature swings. I'm talking extreme heat and cold. During the day, the sun bakes Mercury's surface to a scorching 800 degrees Fahrenheit. But as soon as the sun sets, the temperature plummets because there's no atmosphere to hold in the heat. At night, Mercury's surface can get as cold as minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than the coldest winter day in Antarctica. Fact number 5. Mercury has ice. Okay, space explorers, get ready for the most mind-blowing fact about Mercury. Remember how I said that Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun and gets super hot during the day? Well, here's a twist. Mercury actually has ice. Scientists have found evidence of water ice hiding in deep craters at Mercury's north and south poles. These craters are permanently shadowed, which means sunlight never reaches them. And because it's always dark and super cold in these craters, the temperature never gets high enough to melt the ice. So how did the ice get there in the first place? Scientists believe that comets and asteroids carrying water ice crashed into Mercury long ago. Most of the water would have evaporated in the heat, but some of it became trapped in these shadowy craters, where it's been frozen solid for billions of years. So there you have it. Mercury might be small, but it sure packs a lot of surprises. What do you think is the coolest fact about Mercury? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more out-of-this-world facts. Until next time, keep exploring, space adventurers.